This is the books in Russian Экспериментальная аэродинамика, in English Experimental Aerodynamics. And we have, for example, Gorshenin and Martinov, Methods and Tasks of Practical Aerodynamics. This is a very old books, 77, but these books pretty nice. These books cover all basic topics, and as I understand, nobody understands Russian language, or someone have small experience with it. No, but we can use equations and pictures from these books. Nevertheless, language problem. We need some time for loading of viewer. Maybe a minute in my old PC. Second book, for example, is a Burago manual for laboratory works for aerodynamic courses. This is a more new book, 85 years. Computer starts forward process of viewer and no one loading. Maybe I need end all of them and start new. Just wait. Yeah, memory increase and it's loading. This one, this book, the methods and tasks of practical aerodynamics, and these books mostly about aerodynamics experiment. Introduction. This is not important. Oh, this very important page. In this, we have situation when English books and Russian books use very different coefficients, very different nomenclature of these coefficients. For example, in this case, we have mz, moment of each moment in newtons, and English books in this situation use cm. For example, cx, drag coefficients. All English books use cd, and so on. Maybe if we use Russian books and we use Russian nomenclature in all courses, maybe in this university, and we will be use English books and English nomenclature in your sequential life after university, we need conversion table between Russian nomenclature and English nomenclature of these coefficients. Next one, I want to find this is about Python probe. This picture illustrates what this work. Picture about first practical in wind tunnel. This illustrate how to use Python probe for measure flow speed in wind tunnel. And these books have different chapter about different methods of measurement, different parameters in wind tunnel. And maybe we use structure of these books as guide, and I do translation of some important topics in English. this content of the book, and we have 25 different practical works in this book. We don't need make this all. We select only maybe 8 and do some calculation. Another problem, maybe we don't find access to real wind tunnel. I have access to Antonov wind tunnel, but there are problems with you because Ukrainian citizenship is necessity to access to Antonov facility. There is no problem with Ukrainian students, but with foreign students, I don't know, is it possible to provide you offline access to wind tunnel? But maybe I can able to record some video in this tunnel to show you experimental facilities, to show you computer equipments, to show you sensors, weights, and so on. Maybe it's possible to create some video lectures. Okay, and with these Gorshanin and Martinov books, and look at next one. Burago, for example, books. This is the Russian books from Moscow, covered by a manual for laboratorial works for aerodynamic courses. 85 years, so very old books, older than me. And these books also cover some practical works, and also we need to do some translation at English. I find only very old books, equation write by hand, without any computer typesetting. But some topic first works in this book and first works in this book cover some topic. Measurement flow of speed in wind tunnel by Python tube. This picture and this picture show you exactly some situation. You have Python tube, 9 this and this, put into wind tunnel with some flow, and very simple sensor. This is a in Russian micromanometer. I don't know English equivalent for this term. But you have a reservoir with liquid, maybe water, and glass tube. In this glass tube, water level slightly more than level in reservoir. And I maybe zoom this picture. You have in Python tube 2 different holes. This as P0 and this like P. And these different holes connected with different area with this and with this. And you have different pressure in this area. When you have different pressure, water level increase from high pressure to low pressure. You have low pressure inside holes and you have high pressure in front holes. And difference in pressure with these 2 points related with difference in related with flow speed in wind tunnel, and the difference of pressure in this and these areas related to water level. And you just measure water level from A0 to A, and with small calculation you can convert this water level in millimeters to air speed in meters per second in work intersection of wind tunnel. And this is our first practical works. Okay, the end with English, with Russian books, and I have some English books. I just downloaded it yesterday. Don't read it, but maybe it's good for our courses. For example, we have two books, High-Speed Wind Tunnel Testing by Kenneth, Golin, and Pope, and Low-Speed Wind Tunnel Testing by Barlow, Ray, and Pope. Alan Pope, author of both books. 99 years and 65 years. For example, let's open Low-Speed Wind Tunnel Testing. Third edition. 99, maybe 65 years is the first edition of books. This is a not good file because sometimes there are small errors in text recognition. For example, often word flow recognized as no. But maybe these books will be better for you because it's English books and you understand it. Oh, introduction was any practical interest for us. Fine. First part of books only about basic equation of aerodynamics. Also, I interested, do you have any aerodynamics in your university program before? Or this only first year of aerodynamics in your curriculum? Oh, I say about this. This is a text recognition error in real books. This write it as flow, and this subchapter must be labeled as flow similarity, but computer error, and we have now. So this is more theoretical books with equation, with general principles, but not practical. So maybe we need both these English books about theoretical. For example, first chapter, this is about equation. Second, this is about wind tunnel. Maybe we want to find some schematic of wind tunnels that labeled and read for you. This is, for example, open circuit wind tunnel and closed circuit wind tunnel. In Antonov, for example, we have closed circle wind tunnel, and this wind tunnel take 3 floor of buildings. At picture you see in horizontal, but in Antonov it's vertical wind tunnel. Vertical in case test section, and the reverse channel in this picture at some floor of building. But in Antonov we have a reverse section in first floor and test section at third floor. For example, this test section, this is a propeller that moves air through wind tunnel. This is a guide vanes, tuning vanes. This improve flow at corner. Screens reduce airflow turbulence. Model put in test section. And there are equipment computers that do some measure of forces that act on model. Yeah, second chapter about wind tunnel.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yeah.
I have a problem for the wind tunnel.
Problem with what?
Wind tunnel.
Wind tunnel. Okay. So what problem?
Yes. When the air flowing and touch on our model, what's the result form will be like, and when we get the form, how can we analyze the result?
What form of what? Form of model or result?
Result. Because when I visit manufacturer of Antonov, I see some hole on the model, and I know that the hole is for measure the pressure. But when we get the pressure, what should we do next time? Next type.
I understand. Maybe you can write your question in type your question in chat, because I sometimes
Okay.
bad with spoken English. Okay, maybe this related for pressure sensor position, for angle of attack sensor position. Wait your text version of your questions, and maybe I understand better it. Or you can text me anytime when you want in Telegram, and I can say you anything you want. I don't understand this setting in Zoom. Oh, return to books now, and after I return to your questions. Second chapter of these books describe different construction of wind tunnel. Maybe it's good for our second lectures to talk about different construction and different function of different wind tunnel. Water tunnel, this water tunnel, I have picture of model from water tunnel in my presentation, but these books describe it more detailedly. Okay, I understand question and maybe I provide correct answer for it. Return to book, water tunnel, and the next topic, environmental wind tunnel. This very interesting topic. Wind tunnel used not only in aircraft design. Wind tunnel very important in automotive design. When you design fast car, you also need to know pressure distribution, to know forces that act on car. Also, wind tunnel very important in civil engineering when you design building, bridges, stadium, and so on, especially in area where possible hurricane like Florida in USA. You must do wind tunnel testing of all your building and structures. Also, wind tunnel important in sport. For example, this picture show us skier in wind tunnel. In Antonov facility, sometimes done experimental with cycler, bicycler to find better position of sportsman on bicycle. Also, when manufacture of sport equipments for bicycle, for skier, for bobsleighist, for example, do their costumes on helmets, they must test it in wind tunnel to find better shape to reduce drag. For example, this is also important in high-end sports. So also, wind tunnel used in biology when scientists explore a flight of bird or insects. They do some experiment with living bird in wind tunnel. It's very interesting topic, but sometimes not related to aircraft design. When you design cities, you put small models of building in wind tunnel and design and measure what how affect weather condition, wind at your urban areas. Third topic of books is wind tunnel design. Maybe more productive, I find content of books in end, and we briefly look at this content. I think these books will be good for our courses. Appendix. And I don't see any contents in end of books. I see only index. I give you a file with these books, and you can use it during this course. Maybe some topics is covered better than I have in my lectures. So it will be helpful for you with these topics. Yes, I don't see any content as one page. I see only chapter. Content in first part of books. We briefly looks at first, second, and third. After we have pressure, flow, and shear stress measurement, we have flow visualization topic, we have calibration of test section, we have forces and moment measurement, and we have use of wind tunnel data, correction factor, boundary correction, three-dimensional flow correction, additional correction. And we have additional consideration for aerodynamics experimental, for aircraft, ground vehicles, marine vehicles, wind engineering, small wind tunnels. I think these books will be very helpful for our courses. Okay, next books. Oh, next very good books. This is a Springer Handbooks of Experimental Fluid Mechanics by Ronald Penton. I don't say, I don't say what the name of these guys, Manfred Wegner and Cameron Capel. A lot of people do these books. And this very new books is a lot of pages. As I understand, there are more than 1,000 pages and very detailed look at each topic that we need. Very big file, very more than 100 megabytes. And maybe I need to close something. Oh, okay, it's loaded. So we have 1,569 pages in these books. It's a very big book and very detailed. There are a lot of reference after each chapter. For example, this chapter 3, and we have 262 reference, and you can Google each of them and find each of them in internet and look detail in each topic what you want. These are different chapters, and look a brief at these chapters what we have in this book. So a lot of people do these books. For example, list of authors. A lot of people. Okay, these books consist of part A, experiments in fluid mechanics. Part B, measurement of primary quantities. For example, density, viscosity, diffusional, conductivity, magnetic parameters. Pressure measurement systems, velocity and Mach number, density budget techniques, temperature and heat flux, specific experimental environments and technicals. This is about non-Newtonal flows. This is not about air, for example, this is about oil, this is about plastics at high temperatures. This is not related for our topic, but this measurement of turbulent flows is highly related. Flow visualization, hydraulics, aerodynamics, atmospheric measurements. There's a lot of topic. Maybe we don't need all of them, but you always can check in content. And part D, this is the analysis and post-processing of data. What we must do after we do some measurement in wind tunnel. What we do with this data. And this is a lot of maths, a lot of statistics. Maybe this high maths very sophisticated for our course. Maybe we don't need all of this. I give you these books that I show. Maybe we create Telegram groups for better interaction. I not good in spoken English, but have no problem with texting. Okay, we have a end of time with second part of Zoom meeting. Maybe someone have any questions? I think we can go to end with these books. I close this viewer. For example, maybe I don't see we don't see high-speed wind tunnel testing. Maybe this also interesting for our topic. For example, these books, and these books, and two Russian books. I copy to Telegram, and you can download it. So nobody have any questions? If no questions, we can end now and go to texting in Telegram if necessary.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for attention.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Goodbye. See you next time.